Republican National Committee Senior Advisor Danielle Alvarez and Turning Point USA contributor Jack Posobiec are with us now. Danielle, thanks so much for being here. As an advisor to the RNC, how refreshing is it, or maybe it's not, for you to see the Democrats battling it out and really destroying their own party from within?
That's exactly right. Democrats are eating each other alive with these purity tests. And what the president and the Republican Party are doing in the meantime is expanding and broadening our coalition with common sense policies that are working for everyday Americans. When you look at what these midterm elections will come down to, it's going to come down to a couple of races where we have to win on the margins. And what are Democrats selling? They're selling pronoun wars, and they are leaving working class families behind, while President Trump and Republicans are focused on the issues that matter most, on making sure to drive down costs for families across the country. It's an absolute disaster for the Democrat Party, who, by the way, the DNC has negative dollars, while the Republican National Committee will enter these midterm elections with $125 million cash on hand to support President Trump and Republican candidates.
Yeah, Jack, CNN pointed out how popular socialism is among Democrats. Take a listen.
The Democratic Socialists seem to be doing considerably better than they used to be, and they have the chance to knock off, in fact, Democratic incumbents in Congress. And part of the reason for that, why we're seeing these Democratic Socialists having such good chances or outright winning nominations, is take a look here. Net favorability among Dems. Democratic Socialists of America, look at that. A plus 17-point net favorability rating among Democrats. That is actually better. That is better than how congressional Democrats are viewed by Democrats.
Think about that. The socialist Democrats have a 17-point advantage there. Jack, how concerning is that?
Well, it's very concerning when you understand that communism is an ideology that is responsible for 100 million deaths around the world. Look, my family background is Polish. We know very well the experience with communism. And of course, ask anybody from South America, anyone from Eastern Europe, anyone from China, they will tell you what the experience of full-on socialism is. This is a dangerous, violent ideology. But you don't even have to go that far. Just go to New York City and look at Zohran Mamdani. And, you know, they've got the clip up right here. Where's the free buses? Where are the free grocery stores? We don't see that. What do we see? More crime. We see more resentment. We see Luigi Maggioni having supporters cheer him and celebrate him outside the courthouse. That's what socialism gets every single time it's been tried.
Yeah, it's very interesting because they had to actually put on all the buses when they go by, this is not free. Because he had been promising that, and people assumed, oh, well, he said he was going to do that. He didn't? Really? I have to pay for it still? Yes, you do.
Well, a socialist who lied? I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know. Danielle, do you think that Democrats will put a socialist Democrat on the ballot in 2028? Has it gotten that widespread?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's an absolute disaster in the Democrat Party. You're seeing Hakeem Jeffries and Democrat leadership not understanding where their base is at, and they're moving further and further to the left. And again, I want to reiterate that socialism and communism do not work. My family fled it in Cuba, so I'm right there with Jack. My family fled Fidel's communist dictatorship. It doesn't work. We come to this country for the opportunity to make a better life for ourselves, not for handouts. And that is all that the socialist and communist wing of the Democrat Party promises, and they never deliver. There are no free buses. There is nothing that they have to offer to the country. It's an absolute mess on the Democrat Party side.
Jack, you know, I thought that after the last election that the Democrat Party would realize, because they seem to be expecting that all the immigrants, especially coming into states like Florida from places like, say, Cuba or other, you know, countries like that, that they would be voting Democrat. And they didn't, because they were trying to escape the very policies that the Democrat Party is now sort of moving toward with its most popular leaders, with the leaders who are making the most waves, whose endorsements count the most. Is that surprising that they haven't gotten the message yet?
Well, no, it's not surprising at all, because, of course, socialists don't actually listen to the needs of the people. Socialists just listen to whatever the elitists want and whatever their leaders want. But I'll tell you right now, you know, you talked about Cuba right there, that if President Trump is able to do something to actually knock down the Communist Party in Cuba before the midterms, keep in mind, this would be a massive, massive win for Hispanics in this country.
All right, Danielle Alvarez and Jack Posobiec, thanks so much for being with us.
God bless.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.